Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Thursday, July 29th, 2021. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's Major League Baseball games, look ahead to today's games. We'll recap yesterday's MLS soccer game. We'll do Gold Cup semifinals, Olympics. We will go over the notable results from the last 24 hours and look ahead to what's to come. My last NBA mock draft, with the draft being tonight, the latest news and notes, and my best bet of the day. We will start in Major League Baseball. We will go over all the results, and we will look ahead to today's games. Twins and the Tigers. Tigers over the Twins, 17-14. Detroit 49-55. Minnesota 43-60. Indians over the Cardinals 7-2. The Indians 50-49. St. Louis 51-51. Blue Jays over the Red Sox 4-1 in 7 doubleheader game 1 makeup. Blue Jays 50-47. Boston 62-40. Astros over the Mariners 11-4. Houston 63-40. Seattle 55-48. A's over the Padres 10-4. The A's 57-46. San Diego 56-45. Yankees over the Rays 3-1 in 10. Yankees 53-47. Rays 60-42. Orioles over the Marlins 8-7. Orioles 35-65. Miami 44-58. Brewers over the Pirates 7-3. The Brewers 60-42. Pittsburgh 38-63. Mets over the Braves 2-1. Mets 54-46. Atlanta 50-52. Red Sox over the Blue Jays 4-1 in 7. Game 2 doubleheader. Red Sox 63-40. Toronto 50-48. Diamondbacks over the Rangers 3-2. So best bet was a big fat loser. Arizona 32-71. Texas 36-66. Reds over the Cubs 8-2. The Reds 53-49. The Cubs 50-53. Royals over the White Sox 3-2 in 10 on a walk-off single by Michael A. Taylor. KC 44-56. Chicago 60-42. Angels over the Rockies 8-7. The Angels 51-50. The Rockies 44-58. Dodgers over the Giants 8-0. Dodgers 62-41. Giants 63-38. And Nationals Phillies postponed because the Nationals have a COVID outbreak that they're dealing with. Looking ahead to today, 12 o'clock, doubleheader game 1, Nationals-Phillies. We know who's going for the Nats, and the Phillies are riding with their ace, their co-ace, Zach Wheeler. There are no lines up for this game yet. But if the total is anything less than 7.5, I'll jump on the over. Braves-Mets, Drew Smyly and Taijuan Walker. Mets minus 146, Braves plus 124, over under 8.5. Overs minus 112, unders minus 108. Braves plus 1.5 is minus 164. Mets minus 1.5 is plus 136. I'm going to go over 8.5 minus 112. Yankees, Rays. Garrett Cole and Luis Patino. Yanks minus 142. Rays plus 120, over under 7.5, minus 110 each way. Yanks minus 1.5 plus 128. Rays plus 1.5 is minus 154. I'm taking Tampa and 120 as a dog here. Just a gut feeling that the Yankees don't complete the sweep. 2 o'clock, you have the White Sox and the Royals. Carlos Rodon and Carlos Hernandez. White Sox minus 180. Royals plus 152, over under 9.5. Overs minus 105, unders minus 115. White Sox minus 1.5 is minus 122. Royals plus 1.5 is plus 102. I'm going to go over 9.5 minus 105. Reds Cubs from Wrigley. Luis Castillo and Alec Mills. Reds are minus 132. Cubs are plus 112. I'm going to go with the Cubs. Plus 112. Luis Castillo, I think, is one of the more overrated pitchers in all of baseball. Doubleheader game 2, 3:30, Nats Phillies. Patrick Corbin, Vince Velasquez. No lines up yet for this game, but if the total's anything less than 8, I'm taking the over. 3:45, the Dodgers and the Giants, David Price and Johnny Cueto. Dodgers minus 126, Giants plus 108, over under 8.5. Overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Dodgers minus 1/2 is plus 130, Giants plus 1/2 is minus 156. I'm going to go with the Giants as a home dog here. Don't feel super about it. 7 o'clock, the Brewers and the Pirates. Freddie Peralta and Chad Cole. Brewers minus 194, Pirates plus 168, over under 8. Overs minus 114, unders minus 106. Brewers minus 1/2 is minus 111. Pirates plus 1/2 is minus 108. I'm going Brewers run line minus 1/2, minus 111. Orioles, Tigers. Alexander Wells and Casey Mize. Tigers minus 162. Orioles plus 136, over under 10. Overs minus 104, unders minus 118. Orioles plus 1/2 is minus 142. Tigers minus 1/2 is plus 118. I'm going to go under 10, juice number minus 118. Blue Jays, Red Sox. Hyunjin Ryu and Eduardo Rodriguez. Red Sox minus 118. Blue Jays even money, over under 10. Overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Blue Jays minus 1/2 is plus 152. Red Sox plus 1/2 is minus 184. I'm going with the Blue Jays as a road dog here at even money. 9:30, Athletics, Angels. Frankie Montas and Alex Cobb. No numbers up yet for this game. If the total is anything less than 8.5, I'm taking the over. And 10 o'clock, the Rockies and the Padres. Kyle Freeland and Joe Musgrove. And for this one, if the total is anything less than 9, I'll jump on the over as well. All right, Major League Soccer. There's a game that we have to recap from last night. LAFC and Minnesota in a 2-2 draw. That was 5-1. I think I picked it too on yesterday's show, so good for me. 40th minute, LAFC gets on the board on a goal by Carlos Vela. Then Minnesota responds with the goal by Emmanuel Reynoso. Then after the break, LAFC takes a 2-1 lead on a goal by Tristan Blackman, 77th minute. And then in extra time, Hassani Dotson in the 95th minute ties it at 2. And this game ends up in the draw. So we got 3 games on Friday, 2 of them on ESPN, and we will preview and pick them as well as Saturday and Sunday's matches on the podcast tomorrow. All right, now we'll do Gold Cup. The semifinals are today. 7:30, you have Qatar and the U.S. This should be a good game. USA was Group B, and Qatar Group D. And trying to find CONCACAF. There it is. USA's minus 120, Qatar's 3-1, and the draw's plus 230. I'm taking USA. I like how this team is playing, so I'm giving USA minus 120. And then at 10 o'clock, you have Mexico and Canada. Canada Group B. And Mexico is Group A. Mexico's minus 185. Canada's 5-1. Draws plus 260. I'm going to go with the draw here at plus 260. I just think that this game comes down to potential penalty kicks and whatnot. Canada's better than the number that they have been placed here. So I'm going to go with plus 260 for the draw between Mexico and Canada. Now we'll do some Olympics. We'll go over notable things that have happened over the last plus 24 hours. So the women's gymnastics all around is tonight. So that's something to keep an eye on. No Simone Biles. We'll see how that will come together. Golf begins today, as well as the baseball tournament. Swimming is still going on. Men's individual archery, 1 for 16 eliminations. Wafat Abdullin of Kazakhstan over Steve Wilger of the Netherlands, 6-4. And U.S.'s Jacob Wuki over Indonesia's Ryu Iga Athia, 6-5. Women's individual archery, 1-16. Aung San of South Korea over An Marcel dos Santos of Brazil, 7-1. And Lisa Barbelin of France over Gabriella Schlosser, 6-zip of the Netherlands. Badminton's going on right now. The baseball tournament opening round is going on right now. Israel and South Korea are in a 2-2 tie. Tonight, Group A, Mexico and Dominican Republic. I like Mexico there. And then tomorrow morning is U.S. and Israel. I think that our country has a good shot. Women's basketball results. Today, Group A, Spain over Serbia, 85-70. Yesterday, Canada over South Korea, 74-53. And then the quarterfinals begin August 3rd. Today, Group C, 9 o'clock p.m., you have Belgium and Puerto Rico. I say Belgium wins that one. Tomorrow, overnight, Group B, U.S. and Japan. USA should kick ass. 4:20 a.m., France and Nigeria, Group B. I like France in that one. And 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern, Group C tomorrow in the women's side of basketball, China and Australia. I think China will win that one. And then men's side of basketball, today, Group C, Slovenia over Japan, 116-81. Yesterday, Group A, France over Czech Republic, 97-77. Yesterday, Group B, Australia over Italy, 86-83. Group A, we talked about it on yesterday's show, USA over Iran, 120-66. And then at 8 o'clock a.m., coming up shortly, you have Spain and Argentina. I think Spain's the better team, so I think that they'll win that. And then no more notable basketball games going on until tomorrow night. Some golf, round 1. Sepp Straka's in the lead at 8 under. And second, you have Jazz Titawanen at 7 under, tied for third. Caleb Ortiz and Thomas Peters with 6 under. Tied for fifth with 5 under, Jonathan Vegas, Juvik Pagunson, and Joakim Hansen. Tied for 8th with 4 under, Sebastian Munoz, Paul Casey, Adam Noren, and Nirban Lahiri. Tied for 12th with 3 under, Xander Schauffele, Henrik Norlander, Audrey Arnas, Antoine Rosner, Christian Ziedenhout, Siwoo Kim, Victor Hovland, Patrick Reed. Tied for 20th with 2 under, Abraham Ancer, Hideki Matsuyama, Matthias Schwab, Corey Connors, Rory Sabantino, Mito Pereira, Mackenzie Hughes, Yuan Yakun, Colin Morika, Rory McIlroy, Romain Langoske. 31st with 1 under, Joaquin Neiman, Mark Leishman, Semi Valimaki, Ryan Fox, Hurley Long, Sun J.M., Thomas Dietrich, Tommy Fleetwood, Shane Lowry, and Jorge Campillo. Tied for 41st at even, Justin Thomas, Guido Migliozzi, Ryuka Hoshino, Cam Smith, Garrick Higo, and Renato Paratori, and Gun Charenko. And in notables, 3 over CT Pond. And that's it among the notables for golf. Swimming, the 800M freestyle, getting the gold was Robert Finke of U.S. Silver, Gregorio Paltrinini of Italy, and the bronze, Mikhailo Romanchik. The 200M breakstone, the gold going to Australia's Zach Stabelty Cook. The silver going to the Netherlands' Arno Kaminga. And the bronze going to Finland's Matti Mattsson. The women's 200-meter butterfly getting the gold, China's Zhang Yifei. The silver going to U.S.'s Reagan Smith, and the bronze going to U.S.'s Hallie Flickinger. The men's 100M freestyle, the gold going to U.S.'s Caleb Dressel. The silver going to Kyle Chalmers, and he's from Australia. And the bronze going to ROC's Clement Klonesikov. And the women's 4x200 freestyle relay, the gold going to China, the silver going to the U.S., and Australia taking home bronze. And it results from yesterday, some notable diving. Men's synchronized 3M springboard. The gold going to China, U.S. taking the silver, and Germany taking the bronze. The women's 200-meter freestyle, the gold going to Australia's Ariane Titmus, the silver going to Hong Kong's Sibidon Bernadette Haughey, and the bronze going to Canada's Penny Alexiak. The men's 200-meter butterfly, the gold going to Hungary's Christoph Milik, the silver going to Japan's Tamaro Honda, and the bronze going to Italy's Federico Federico Burdisso. And tennis, there's some results, but we did those on yesterday's show. So, we'll get into more Olympic stuff on tomorrow's show and preview what's to come over the weekend. All right, now I'm going to do my final NBA mock draft of 2021, and which is my final mock draft in general of 2021, which is sad because I love doing these mock drafts, and it's fun to, go over these last ones and see how close I do with all of these. So, without further ado, here we go. Number 1, Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham, point guard, Oklahoma State. Detroit gets a franchise type of point guard, and I think Cunningham is embracing going to the Pistons and being anointed as their savior. Number 2, the Houston Rockets, Jalen Green, shooting guard, USA. Jalen Green fits the team well. Nice young building block. Number 3, the Cleveland Cavaliers, Evan Mobley, power forward center, USC. This is a really good fit for Cleveland, as they had Mobley to go with the 2 guards they have. Number 4, the Toronto Raptors, Jalen Suggs, point guard, Gonzaga. Suggs is going to come in and replace Kyle Lowry, assuming that Lowry leaves as a free agent. Number 5, the Orlando Magic, Scotty Barnes, small forward, Florida State. Scotty Barnes is not the best shooter in the world, and it's just appropriate for the Magic to take him because they have a team full of guys who can't shoot. But if he ever develops a shot, he'll be a young building block to go with what they have there. Number 6, the Oklahoma City Thunder, James Bouknight, shooting guard, Connecticut. I like the fit of Bouknight in Oklahoma City. He would fit really well with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Number 7, the Golden State Warriors from the Minnesota Wild, Jonathan Kuminga, small forward, Congo. I like the fit of Kuminga in Golden State. I don't know if he'll be playing with Golden State, but the fit here is pretty decent. Number 8, the Orlando Magic from the Chicago Bulls, Moses Moody, shooting guard, Arkansas. I like Moody a lot. His stock is rising coming into tonight. Number 9, the Sacramento Kings, Franz Wagner, small forward, power forward, Michigan. This is one of the better fits among team and player in this whole draft. I like Wagner. I think he's going to be a steady starter for a long time. Number 10, the Memphis Grizzlies from the New Orleans Pelicans, Josh Giddey, shooting guard, small forward, Australia. Giddey's stock is rising up as we head into tonight as well. A very good shooter. Number 11, the Charlotte Hornets, Alpin Sengun, center, Turkey. Sengun's stock is rising up as well. Charlotte's the right fit because they need a big. Number 12, the San Antonio Spurs, Keon Johnson, shooting guard, Tennessee. I like Johnson a lot. He's somebody that has a pretty big range, too. He's just someone else that seems like is going to be steady. Number 13, the Indiana Pacers, Corey Kispert, shooting guard, small forward, Gonzaga. I like Kispert a lot. A good spot-up shooter. I would like to fit with him on Indiana. Number 14, the Golden State Warriors, Davion Mitchell, point guard, Baylor. I like Mitchell. He's somebody that I think could play spot minutes for Steph Curry and Klay Thompson when they're on the bench. 15, the Washington Wizards, Chris DeRate, point guard, shooting guard, Oregon. DeRate's a hot commodity coming into tonight. And the Wizards are a team that would be a nice fit for him, playing the spot minutes for Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. And if both those guys are gone, he could start for them. 16, Oklahoma City Thunder from the Boston Celtics. Kai Jones, power forward, center, Texas. So OKC gets a big with this pick. Kai Jones, to me, is pretty raw. Kind of reminds me of Jackson Hayes. Number 17, the New Orleans Pelicans from the Memphis Grizzlies. Trey Murphy, shooting guard, small forward, Virginia. I like this fit for New Orleans. They get themselves a wing that could be like a poor man's DeAndre Hunter. 18, the Oklahoma City Thunder from the Miami Heat. Jared Butler, point guard, Baylor. Butler's stock is rising before tonight, too, and I like the fit with him in Oklahoma City with that young team. Number 19, the New York Knicks. Zaire Williams, shooting guard, small forward, Stanford. I like this pick for New York. Williams is a good prospect that could play either position. 20, the Atlanta Hawks. Cameron Thomas, shooting guard, LSU. Nice pick for Atlanta. Cam Thomas, I think, could play for the Hawks next year. 20, the New York Knicks from the Dallas Mavericks. Isaiah Jackson, center, Kentucky. Knicks need some backup bigs. Jackson to be a nice fit. And there's obviously the Kentucky ties as well with the Knicks. 22, the Los Angeles Lakers. Jalen Johnson, small forward, Duke. This could be a steal if Johnson lives up to his potential. But he's somebody that just really hasn't put it all together. Kind of reminiscent of the Sear Little a couple years ago. Number 23, the Houston Rockets from the Portland Trailblazers. Usman Garuba, power forward, center, Spain. This could be somewhat of a steal for the Rockets. Garuba could be drafted stash, and he's a versatile big guy. 20, Houston Rockets from the Milwaukee Bucks. Trey Mann, point guard, Florida. Mann's stock is going up before the draft tonight, too. Very solid pro. Number 25, the Los Angeles Clippers. Day'Ron Sharpe, center, UNC. I like the fit of Sharpe with the Clips. Very solid big guy, but raw. 26, the Denver Nuggets. Ayu Dosunmu, shooting guard, Illinois. Denver needs some guard depth with the injury of, I almost said DeJounte Murray, Jamal Murray. Number 27, the Brooklyn Nets. Miles McBride, point guard, West Virginia. Brooklyn needs some point guard depth with Kyrie Irving always in and out of the lineup, it seems. 28, the Philadelphia 76ers. LaShawn Bones, Highland, point guard, shooting guard, VCU. Bones, a lot of people are comparing him to Emmanuel Quickley, maybe because he looks like Emmanuel Quickley, but he's somebody whose stock is rising. 29, the Phoenix Suns. Quentin Grimes, point guard, shooting guard, Houston. I like Grimes a lot. Versatile player. Chris Paul insurance for Phoenix. 30, the Utah Jazz. Jaden Springer, point guard, Tennessee. Like this pick too. Springer is one of those young adults, as I like to call them. A older draft pick that's mature. And this is my Conley insurance as well. So there you have it, my final mock draft of 2021. And now I'm going to do news and notes. Just coming down now. So the New York Football Giants have training camp, and Kelvin Benjamin and Joe Judge had an altercation to the point where the Giants released Kelvin Benjamin. And the Giants have been very, very disciplined with Joe Judge at the helm. And Benjamin ripped them. He's not a coach that can ever win a Super Bowl. That is some harsh words from Kelvin Benjamin. Some harsh words. Judge has been on some Super Bowl staffs. But I just think that Benjamin's frustrated that he got cut. I think Judge did a great job last year keeping the Giants in division contention until week 17. And that team overachieved in a big way last year, in my opinion, with Joe Judge. And now they made some great additions in the offseason to help themselves. So they should be a team that makes a jump in 2021. Although those are not pleasant words from Kelvin Benjamin. USA's Caleb Dressel was beside himself after setting the Olympic record for men's 100m freestyle. Kevin Durant defends Kyrie Irving on Twitter. He says Kyrie needs a better team around him. That's funny. Typical KD. We talked about the Nationals Phillies having multiple players and coaches have COVID. They're playing a doubleheader today, which is crazy to me. But hopefully Trey Turner and all those guys that have it are okay. Simone Biles, thankful for her support. And she tweets, the love and support has made her realize I'm more than my accomplishments and gymnastics. But that was the biggest story of the Olympics, Simone Biles withdrawing, because she's the biggest star, arguably, in the entire Olympics. And she withdrew. But hopefully everything will be okay with her, which I believe. So, Aaron Rodgers doesn't hold back, as he has one of the more candid pressers we've seen in a long time. It's on Bleacher Report's on YouTube. I suggest you guys go check it out. The Yankees acquired Joey Gallo from the Texas Rangers with a huge prospect haul. Josh Smith, Ezekiel Duran, among those prospects going back to Texas. The funny thing is, I was recording the Rangers podcast in the series I was doing as the Joey Gallo trade was coming down. But despite his strikeout flaws, this is a solid addition for the Yankees, who needed left-handed pop in the worst way possible. Gallo's going to love hitting in the Bronx with the short porch. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him to deliver. But I think he'll hit 20 home runs in the second half of the season for the Yankees with that short porch. And he'll give that offensive lift that it's been needing for a while now. So the prospects going to Texas. Second baseman Ezekiel Duran, shortstop Josh Smith, right-hander Glenn Otto, and second baseman and outfielder Trevor Hauver. And Joely Rodriguez is also going to New York in this trade. I think they did that for money purposes as a throw-in. So that's a great deal for New York. I think Texas could have gotten more for Gallo, but they just liked a lot of those guys that they got back. So good for the Yankees. Milwaukee acquires Eduardo Escobar from Arizona. Houston acquires Yimi Garcia from the Marlins for AAA outfielder Brian De La Cruz. John Gray's on the market. Giants, Padres, and Phillies interested. The Dodgers have checked on Craig Kimbrell. That would be a fabulous addition for the Dodgers. So here's a great deal, which is a 1-for-1. Miami trades Starling Marte to Oakland for Jesus Luzardo and significant money. So significant money going to Oakland. But I like that deal for both sides. Luzardo is going to be with the Marlins for a while in that rotation or another trade bait. And Marte's a rental. That was a hefty price to give up for a rental, but he'll help Oakland. Stephen Piscotty's been terrible this season, so Marte's going to help him. Yesterday they said that Scherzer could be dealt today, but that was yesterday, and he has yet to be dealt. I think the Nationals' COVID thing is what's holding Scherzer back, as well as his injury issues. And the top 3 NL West teams among the top suitors, I like the fit on him in San Francisco personally because they could use him the most. But their rotation guys, all their guys are having career years, and I don't know if I trust any of those guys in October. So I really like the fit with him in San Francisco. Javier Baez wants to play Francisco Lindor, as the Cubs RC said he would play second base in order to join the Mets in free agency, which is crazy. Some draft rumors. The Magic are eyeing Zaire Williams as he's a real possibility for Orlando at 8. Adidas signs Jalen Suggs and Evan Mobley to multi-year deals. And Jonathan Kuminga signs with Nike. The Big 12, there are rumors that it sent ESPN cease and desist, as reports came out that the conference demands ESPN to end all actions that may harm the conference and its members in a letter. And the Big 12 was sure of it, and ESPN denied it. Kyrie Irving gave back in Pakistan as he helped build a solar water center in Pakistan, providing over 1,000 villagers with access to clean water and light. So that's pretty cool. The Knicks are eyeing Chris Durant in the draft tonight. The 76ers trade price for Ben Simmons is almost a Harden-esque, which is crazy. DeAndre Jordan's on the trade block. Bradley Beal has not requested a trade. And Ben Simmons' favorites are the Heat, the Raptors, and the Wizards. They would all each have to give up something to get him. Like, the Wizards might have to give up Beal. The Heat might have to give up one of their young stars. And the Raptors might have to give up, like, Siakam or something like that. Mike D'Antoni is leaving the Nets as he's trying to pursue head coaching jobs. Braden Smith gets paid 4 years, $72.4 million extension, $42 million guaranteed. Braden Smith's underrated, so he deserves that extension. The Xavier Howard trade market is heating up as 2 2020 playoff teams have called the Dolphins. Reggie Bush won't get the Heisman back, as the NCAA says it won't consider reversing penalties or previously vacated records after recent NIL changes. The Texas Rangers signed Jack Leiter, as he will earn more than $7.9 million from Texas. Dak Prescott held out as precaution as he felt soreness in his throwing arm after doing warm-ups. And a lot of hockey news we're going to get into right now. The Avalanche acquired Darcy Kemper from the Arizona Coyotes for a 2022 first and Connor Timmins. I like the deal for both sides. Good on Arizona for getting another first-rounder here. And Colorado gets its goalie after Philip Grubauer signs with the Seattle Kraken on a 6-year deal worth $35.4 million, which is wild to me. The Devils signed Dougie Hamilton, 7 years, $63 million, which is crazy. So the Devils improved themselves, so they have him and PK Subban on the same blue line now. The Bruins signed Linus Ullmark to a 4-year contract. Linus Ullmark, to me, really isn't that good. Maybe he'll be good on Boston, change of scenery, but obviously Tuukka Rask underwent hip surgery, as he'll be out until January or February. So that's a big loss for the Boston Bruins. Mike Hoffman signed with the Canadiens, 3-year deal $13.5 million. Nick Foligno signs with the Bruins too. Braden Point 8-year extension, worth $9.5 a year, 8 years, $76 million for Braden Point. The Jack Eichel trade talks are quiet. Really soft, really quiet. So maybe he stays with the Sabres after all. And the Bruins also signed Eric Halla and Thomas Nosek, each on 2-year contracts. Ryan Getzlaf stays with the Ducks on a 1-year deal. The Seattle Kraken signed Alexander Wenberg to a 3-year deal, $13.5 million. And David Savard to the Canadiens, 3 years, $14 million. So that's a good signing for them from a depth perspective. Martin Jones signs with the Flyers, so he'll be backing up Carter Hart. Blake Coleman to Calgary on a 6-year contract. That's a good signing for Calgary. Coleman will help them. Ryan Suter gets a 4-year deal worth $14.6 million with the Stars. Peter Mrazek signing with the Maple Leafs, and Freddie Anderson's going to the Canes. So those two goalies just switched spots. Tyson Barrie re-signs with the Oilers. 3-year, $13.5 million. So the Kings are signing Philip Deneau on a 6-year, $33 million contract. And the Hurricanes signed former Rangers defenseman Tony DeAngelo, 1 year, $1 million. So that's a nice depth signing for Carolina. Alrighty, best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. I don't know where to go here for the pick. There's a couple I like. But where I'm going to go, let's go with the Brewers run line. Why not? Half unit, Brewers -1.5 against the Pirates. It's just a sole bet against the Pirates and a bet on Freddie Peralta pitching well and the Brewers winning by multiple runs. All right, so there you have it for the show. Tomorrow's Friday podcast will be big and loaded as it always is. Baseball, soccer, Olympics. I might do a separate podcast on the NBA draft. And obviously news and notes and best bet too. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody.